Welcome to the Hall Creek Primitive Jewelry Studio. I'm William, and today we're going to take a look at cutting a stone and turning it into a finished cab. So come on over to the shop. This is kind of messy. Rubber gear. I'm going to grab a rough rock, and this is Easter Blue Turquoise. Beautiful stone. And we're just going to cut a slice off of it, and then we're going to go through the process of turning it into a finished cabochon. So the first thing I do, this is just a very simple, basic 7-inch saw. It has a diamond saw blade on it, very thin, so that I can work with it. It splashes water. You always got to make sure you have water going on your stone, or else it will crack. All I'm going to do is cut about a 1/4 inch. Okay, so we have it's a flat chunk of rock, and what we do now is we determine which side do we want, up or down. You're going to be doing we're going to pre-trim it on the saw, get it into basically the shape that we want. Okay, so again, you want to determine which side you want facing up, and you'll notice the brown coloration. Each rock has what's called matrix or host material, so you want to kind of decide basic shape. So here's what we're going to do, is I'm just going to do a real simple oval. That's the shape I'm trying to achieve. And now we're going to get ready to go to the grinding wheels. First thing we have to do is put epoxy on the back of it. It stabilizes it, makes it stronger. Turquoise is a very soft stone. Some stones you have to do it, sometimes you don't. Some stones you don't. So what we're going to do is we're going to mix up 2-part epoxy, and I add a little bit of coloring in it, some dye, concrete dye, and then you're going to cover the back of it. So we're going to skip that step. So this is what it looks like after it has been 2-part epoxied. Now, the way you do this, there's several ways. You can use wax, and this is called a dop stick. It's basically melted wax, which you would put on the stone, let harden, and it gives you something to hold on to. I cheat. I do the simpler way. This is cryolinic acid, which is called super glue for everybody else, and you simply put a little bit on the head, on the nail, and you place it on the stone, and you let it sit there to harden. I've already done that to some other stones. So this is what we'll be grinding. It's a different stone, but we're doing the same stuff. So, anyways, this is my lapidary setup, and this happens to be the brand name of Cab King. It's 6-inch wheels. All the wheels are graduated, 60 grit, all the way up to 3,000 grit. And we'll do this in kind of sort of stop fast motion, and we go over each one of these wheels as the stone begins to take shape. We're going to start on each one of these. We're going to go through each one of these wheels. You get these are the 2 grinding wheels, and these are the polishing wheels. All right, so each one has water. So you can see the water coming down. And we're going to grind this stuff. You want to have a bevel on every side of the stone. When you go to set the stone in the future into a piece of jewelry, you're going to wrap metal around it, the silver in this case, and that holds the stone in. If you cut a stone vertical, there's nothing to hold the stone in and it can fall out. So I've got a basic rough shape. I'm going to go over it one more time and make sure I have my bevel all the way around. Then I'll go to the next wheel. Get the proportion correctly. I don't want lopsidedness. I'll try and make a perfect teardrop. Okay, now that we have the outline, the shape, now we're going to put the shoulder in. The shoulder is what the metal is going to bend over in the future. These walls, while angled or beveled, we're going to put another bevel on them. And we do it with the same wheel. So here we go. So I have now put the shoulder in there. And that is something that the bezel, which will fit around the stone in the future, and when it's pressed in, that will hold it in place. Okay, the shoulder is completely done. Now we're going to round the cabochon over. Okay, so I'm done with the first wheel, and we have 90% of the shape nice and curved, good edges all the way around. The rest of it is all basically polishing, getting it smoothed out. So you can see the progress we're making. It's already starting to take a little shine now. I have just a little bit in this top left corner to make it perfectly symmetrical. And it will take a little, we'll use this wheel to do it because it's just a little tiny bit. So here we go. We've shaped it. It's starting to get a nice luster, a nice shine. The form is good. Final step is we go to do our final polish with a 10,000 grit. Okay, so we've done all that we can with the big machine over there. We're going to put on the final polish. And I have a little Dremel tool basically. And this is the product I use, ZAM, and it's a buffing compound. It's good for silver or for stones. So that's the final polishing. It has a beautiful sheen to it. The last thing we have to do is take the nail off. So all you're going to do is heat the nail, and the stone will just fall off. Stone's a little bit warm, but it's not too hot. You never put flame onto a stone, it'll crack it in the middle. So the last thing we're going to do, the little bit of glue that is still left there. And there we go. That's your finished stone. It's all ready to set into a piece of jewelry. So I'm glad you stopped by and saw the video. Many more to come, but this is just one of them, how to make a stone. Bye.